The scars of a child. The sun was setting over the small town of Millfield, casting a warm glow over the streets and houses. Children were playing outside, chasing each other and laughing, enjoying the last bit of daylight before they had to go inside for the night. But there was one girl who wasn't playing. Her name was Lily, and she was sitting alone on the steps of her porch, lost in thought. Lily was only 8 years old, but she had already been through more than most people experience in a lifetime. Her parents had divorced when she was 5, and her mother had struggled to make ends meet ever since. Lily had watched as her mother worked long hours at a diner, barely making enough money to pay the bills. She had seen her mother cry herself to sleep at night, wondering how she was going to provide for her daughter. But that wasn't the worst part. Lily's father had been abusive, both physically and emotionally. Lily had witnessed countless fights between her parents, and she had often been the target of her father's rage. He would hit her, call her names, and tell her she was worthless. Lily had never felt safe around him, and she had dreaded the weekends she had to spend with him. It was no wonder that Lily had become a quiet, withdrawn child. She had few friends at school, and she spent most of her time alone, lost in her own thoughts. But there was one thing that gave her solace: writing. Lily had discovered a love for writing when she was 6 years old, and she had been journaling ever since. She would write down her thoughts, her fears, and her dreams, pouring her heart out onto the pages of her notebook. As the years went by, Lily's mother became sicker and sicker and sicker. She had developed cancer, and despite her best efforts, she was unable to beat it. Lily had watched as her mother's health declined, feeling helpless and scared. But even in the darkest moments, her mother had remained strong. She had never given up hope, and she had always encouraged Lily to do the same. When Lily's mother finally passed away, Lily was devastated. She had lost the one person who had always been there for her, the one person who had loved her unconditionally. But she knew that her mother would want her to keep going, to find a way to move forward, and so Lily turned to writing once again. She began to write a book, inspired by her mother's strength and resilience. She poured her heart and soul into the pages, weaving a tale of hope and love. It wasn't easy. There were times when Lily didn't think she could go on, times when the memories of her past threatened to overwhelm her. But she kept writing, determined to honor her mother's memory. Months turned into years, and Lily's book became a bestseller. People all over the world were reading her words, finding comfort and hope in her story. Lily was overwhelmed by the response, but she knew that it was her mother's strength that had made it all possible. As Lily sat on the steps of her porch, watching the sun set, she realized something. She realized that the scars of her childhood had shaped her into the woman she had become. She had been through so much pain and heartache, but she had also learned to love and to hope. She had learned to find solace in her writing, and to share that solace with others. Lily smiled to herself, feeling a sense of peace wash over her. She knew that her mother was with her, watching over her and guiding her, and she knew that she would continue to write, to share her story with the world, to bring hope and love into the lives of others. For Lily, the scars of her childhood were a reminder of the love and resilience that had carried her through even the darkest of times. And as she looked up at the stars shining in the night sky, she knew that her mother was proud of the woman she had become. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed.